managed just 3 games last year. So much with a toe injury. Good to see him back.
Christian Salem, they're going to half-back on Nathan Rovat.
Yep. So here we go. Capacity here of something like 6,500. And there you can see Campbell, he is pumped up. Shades of Crackers Keenan in days gone by. Dom Tyson, a chance to get it clear for Melbourne. He does. The hand pass is shot out towards a Roughhead who goes up towards the forward line. They're looking sharp early. Salem in towards the forward line. The mark is taken by Watts.
And that's why they love Christian Salem off half-back. You see the run there. He took off. Once Melbourne won the ball in the middle of the ground, he was able to link up then at half-forward. And his delivery and use of the ball is very good. And he was able to hit up Jack Watts inside 50.
Played 20 games last year, Jack, but for some reason still has a question mark continually over him, Shorey.
Yeah, look, it's just about his consistency in the contest, I think, Sandy. We know he's got enormous skill, but, gee, it's a big year for him in his career this season.
Confidence-boosting kick, maybe.
Can't help.
Well, it's swinging back, but all too late. There is a breeze blowing across the ground, and first score going the way of the Demons and Jack Watts.
So the Dogs back into play. This is prudent to bring it back in for the Bulldogs. He sends it out long. And Big Maxi Gorge, he was good last week. Couldn't take the mark. Hunt there for the Demons, trying to get the handball away. It's inside the 50. Chance here for Bailey. A little kick away. Demons back inside the 50 again. No chance for Harms. Just bubbling around the 50 here for the Demons. Oh, he could get hold of it. Viney got a quick kick inside the 50 again. And Lin Jong is able to take it off half-back. So some nice work. Kick the half-forward for the Western Bulldogs. Bouncing footy. Who can get to it first? Picked up here. Here is Jed Adcock. And now Boyd. He got the handball backwards. Chance for Rovat. He's outside the 50. Will he go for 9? He'll set it up. A little centering kick was nice. Oh, and just spilt. Liberatore is going to have a crack round his body. Top of the goal square, still alive. Lin Jong locks it up in the tackle, and we'll have a ball up top of the square.
Well, that's one of the areas, Jono, I thought was a great improvement with the Western Bulldogs, is that they kept the ball in their 50. So they're not just running off halfback and trying to score, they're getting scores from these stoppages.
And it was the work rate, too, of Lin Jong. He was the one who released the ball out of defensive 50, and he was front and square in forward 50, and the ball actually transitioned quite quickly. So that's where the Bulldogs want to go to a new level with some of their midfielders, their young midfielders, to get up and down the ground more competitively.
Campbell couldn't get a hand on it, the Demons' defence. Having to work hard in these opening minutes, and it's smashed defensively over the line for a throw-in by young James Harms. With all those changes, Johnny, what does it tell you about the Bulldogs list? I mean, it's obviously very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy. I think that's a pleasing thing at this stage of the pre-season. Getting through now, this is their second game, but through all the intra-clubs and match simulation, the whole lot, to have such a healthy list is very important.
Adcock and Campbell working nicely, an opportunity for a goal there. And Nathan Rovat opens the scoring for the Bulldogs. He kicks the first goal of the game.
Well, well done to Campbell then, because he's acting captain today. They need him to work from the front, and at that contest, he was the one who released this ball, just followed up at ground level, and that's all you need sometimes. It doesn't have to be a pretty kick inside 50. Just got to keep the ball alive. Jong again, good hands. And Rovat, love the way he goes about it. Bit of a cult hero down there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's going to be a great matchup. You see him there with Salem, and he released a goal. Salem went to the ball carrier, which was probably an error on his part as a defender, so he's got to learn from that. So it's going to be a great matchup because Salem likes to get forward and use the ball. Rovat's very smart on transition in finding space. So that's going to be a critical matchup today.
Back in the middle, big Tommy Campbell won it down quite comfortably. That ruck area is going to be very interesting for the Bulldogs this year. 3 vying for it. They break from the middle of the Demons, up inside the 50 again. And here's Watts, can't quite get hold of it. Good aggressive stuff, Kieran Collins. And also in there is Cordy playing the tackle. Frost got a handball away, and then Harms goes to half forward. And here is Jack Watts again. He's outside the 50, called to play on. And he was smothered. Just took one step too many. Bulldogs should be able to clear here. And this is Bailey Williams. Got a little kick away. Down the wing it goes.
That's what coaches look for, Matty, in terms of early stages. A good smother there from Bailey Williams. The little 1%ers that help turn the ball over.
So Bulldogs, Lin Jong. Here's Rovat again. That opening goal, and then kicks it to half forward. Out into some open spaces. Chance for big Redpath. And his kick was smothered as well. So some nice work being done by Lyndon Dunn. And Garland will almost see it over the boundary line. It's over now, and
let's go down to the boundary. Barry Hall, Baz.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Well, what a day for football. There's a bit of a breeze from right to left, but not enough to worry about. The only thing the players have to worry about today is the heat. It's really hot, it's sticky, it's muggy. But like the NAB Challenge games, there's been a lot of them, so the players will handle it.
Yep. Thank you, Baz. Good to have you with us as Salem's kick goes over the boundary line, almost down to the wing. Throw in once again, big Maxi Gawn cuts across. Melbourne will be looking for really big things from him this year. He had a good start to the NAB Challenge. Nathan Jones back in the lineup this week to lead his charges.
Sure, I like how he's put it on the table as well. He wants to take over from Goldstein as the #1 ruck in the competition.
Well, it's a big ask because Goldie's been in good form for 3 years, hasn't he? So, you know, but no, that's what you want to hear from the ruckman who's going to take the lead role over the whole of the season. I just wonder about their depth in that area too, if he was something to happen, which we hope it doesn't occur for him.
Jones again locked up, so the big men have the chance to get it wide. Both of these sides winning their first round matches, which was a confidence booster. Flicked round the body on that occasion by Kennedy. Up towards the pocket, no mark taken by McDonald. And once again over the boundary line.
The D's were a really good side of winning a lot of the contests last year in the mid-range of the ground, but they just don't score out of a lot of them. They've got to try and find a way of either cleaner hands or better foot skills to finish off some of that work like this.
There's Gawn. The hand pass is okay. Melbourne defending. Back towards the wing once again.
I think that's a noticeable change.
It's going to be Salem.
I think that's a noticeable change as well from Melbourne last week, and what we've seen so far today is when they get the ball from those positions, they're going forward with it now, not just chipping around the back
keeping
and
possession
and going really slow.
Yeah.
It makes it too easy for the opposition to set up on you. So I think that's pleasing. It's very proactive, and I think it suits this group of players.
Here's Robat again. He's been busy, so they'll put it inside the 50. The Bulldogs, big chance here. And around the body goes Boyd. Oh, and just misses to the right-hand side.
It's a good run, and we're seeing that a lot as well through the NAB Challenge. Players getting out the back, running into an open goal. If you get quick transition, you're able to get some good space forward of centre. So these big forwards and even some of the smalls with speed should kick some easy goals this season.
Where do you sit on Boyd, Jono? Are you a patience person, or we want to see something now?
Oh, I think we need to see a little bit more now. I'm certainly that type of person. Look, he's had time to settle in now. He's had another pre-season under his belt. So hopefully, and it is a little bit of hope that we see a big improvement this season.
Garlett goes to Kent, who goes to Watts, who takes the mark. Jack wants to go. He's in a hurry. That's a very poor kick. Very poor kick, and the defensive mark is taken by the smallest man on the ground in Caleb Daniel.
Looks like he had no confidence here. The wind is blowing into him there, Sandy, but you've got to take it on as a senior player. Those turnovers from here normally really hurt you on the scoreboard.
Webb up towards centre wing. An opportunity now for McLean. Goes further forward. That's a good kick. And the mark is taken here by Declan Hamilton. Still a long way out is young Declan, but he puts them inside 50. That's a better kick, and this time Tom Boyd takes the mark, and he will go back and take a set shot.
Now, Jono, I'm looking at his body, and I think the game with the interchange numbers are going to be capped. Even the big forwards, we've seen it with Tommy Hawkins. He looks like he's lost weight. I don't know whether he's just slim because he had a bit of baby fat on him the last couple of years, but I think this is the way of the world for key forwards.
Yeah, I think it is. They're all had to drop a little bit more endurance type training as well during the pre-season.
45 metres out, it's going to come back, but not enough. And another behind is registered for the Western Bulldogs.
I liked his power run to push forward into space. The kick from Hamilton was very good as well. Hamilton last year was more a development year through the reserves for him. And when he gets his opportunities like he did then, if he hits his targets on a regular basis, he'll put his name up there to be selected.
Had some bright spots last year, Boyd. He won himself a NAB Rising Star nomination. Obviously fell out of the best 22 towards the end of the season. Ball back into play, and this is Bernie Vince. Good to see him back. What a season he had last year. Best and fairest, 14 Brownlow votes, and a superb season. Jetta called the play on, was able to get around his man. Trying to work it from defence here, the D's. Great tackling. Jetta will go in again and try and win it. He's working in very tight spaces.
Good pressure.
Bug was there. The Bulldogs get it back. Quick ball into an open goal square. It might sail all the way. It bounces. It's Roughhead. Roughhead kicked the goal. It was an open square, and the Dogs have got another.
Well, that was just great pressure. Look, a lot of people look at the Western Bulldogs last year about how offensive they were, but this is the issue. They've been able to hold it in that area and keep the ball alive for themselves. Look at this, just numbers at the contest, quick hands, probably a little bit of a lucky goal, but he kicked with the wind behind him, so that's what happens when you pressure in a forward. You will make or manufacture shots at goal.
So Roughhead joins Rovat as the 2 goal scorers in the game so far. Almost at the halfway stage.
Well, there it is. It's 9 tackles to 3, Sandy, in the early stage, and that's evident with this young side. That's why the Bulldogs have been able to control the contest and get themselves in some dangerous positions.
Big Will Minson having a run. Viney trying to get the hand pass away towards Frost. That was okay. They try and go forward. And an excellent tackle. That was on young Oliver, but he still managed to get it to Viney. They've almost got it down towards the 50. Now giving away a little bit of ground. Viney again. Tried to get it away quickly. That was towards Vandenberg, who's got a talent. There's no doubt about that. Little chip kick, just straight up and down. An opportunity once again for the left foot of Kennedy. It goes high and long in towards full forward, and there's a goal. Kicked by Cam Pedersen. So the quick reply by the Demons. Pedersen gets his first.
They did well there, Melbourne.
It was labour intensive, wasn't it?
A lot of possession to make that happen. 2 of the bit new recruits were involved there as well, Thomas Bugg and Ben Kennedy. Oliver had 3 disposals from the middle of the ground in that passage of play as well, pushing forward, but they kept it alive for each other. They maintained their numbers and shape around each contest, enabled the release out the back. Look, the wind held that up from Kennedy, but that's the fortune. Pedersen was able to jump out the back of the contest. Bulldogs players, defenders watched the ball, and he made the most of an easy goal then from the goal square.
Yeah, we saw Clayton Oliver involved a couple of times there. Good last week too, John.
He was, yeah.
He's got a real
very
appetite
good
for the contest, hasn't he?
He's strong, very strong around the contest, and you can just see, similar to what Ollie Wines was in his first year, he was one that got in the middle of the ground and just loved finding possession. Clayton Oliver straight on, wins 3 big balls for Melbourne.
Here's Jones thrusting forward again for the Demons, looking for the big mark and the big fly, but a nice mark has been taken by Adams. It was good work by the Bulldogs. So out wide it goes to Will Minson. Where do you see him this year, Jono?
Yeah, look, Will will keep fighting. He's a competitor, Will. He wants the #1 ruck spot, so he'll fight with Campbell and Roughhead to compete for that spot.
So kick to the wing. Numbers here with the Demons. Tom Bugg, who's been busy. Away to Maxi Gawn, wants to get off by hand. He does, and he gets it to Viney, who's just running the gauntlet there. Got it away. Got a bit of high contact along the way, so free kick going the way of the D's.
Garland to take it and just backpedals a little. So the switch is on. They come wide towards Lyndon Dunn. Dunn goes long down towards the boundary line, and Jones takes an excellent mark. Good to see him back. Drifts play in towards the centre. That's okay. Once again, the mark taken by Bugg, who's racking up possessions. Goes onto the left foot and pulls it back. Going straight down the ground. Big pack of players. Doing the roving magnificently was Garlett. Jeffrey Garlett showing dash.
That was magnificent from Garlett. How quick was it? The fact that he just read it off the contest.
He came from behind the contest too. Normal front and centre. Yeah. It's easy to read in front as you run your 10 to 15 metres to get just off the contest, but he came from behind the contest.
Deserved a better finish.
Did it what?
As Fletcher Roberts brings it back into play.
He had a good year last year, Garlett. 40 goals as Roberts brings it back into play. And Tommy McDonald, couple of bites at it. Didn't take it though. Adams is able to get it to the wing. High ball again. It's a bouncing footy. Bit of a funny one here, and Christian Salem's going to try and trap it, and he does it well. The handball away. And they should be able to get out of it here. They go to the centre corridor here, the Demons. So good mark. This is Oliver. We were talking about him before. And this is Bugg again. He's out here in the wing. He's getting a lot of the footy at the moment.
He's had a good 5 minutes, Bugg.
Handball over the top. And Kent is going to go with a high ball up inside the 50 again. That's been killed. The Bulldogs, look like they've got some numbers at ground level. There was a big crunch. It's Dunkley going to ground for the Bulldogs, and we're going to have a ball up. Tell us about Dunkley. John, getting his first look today for the Doggies.
Yeah, he's a very impressive young man. Spent a couple of years with him through the AFL Academy as well, and his leadership's very, very strong. He captained the Australian side through the AFL Academy game, so yeah, very, very talented through the midfield. And look, he'll get opportunity, but he is behind a few at the moment. That's the challenge for Dunkley, to push through the likes of Wallace and these types for the next couple of years.
And what's his kicking style like? Let's just clarify that.
He loves that bit getting mentioned. I can tell you that.
I reckon he'd be sick of it now.
So does his dad.
Here's Lin Jong. We won't go into it. But Andrew was a wonderful player. There's no doubt about that.
He was for the Sydney Swans.
Yep. Tommy McDonald, good defensive mark. Unsure as to where to go. Decides just to go short towards the boundary line. That was a.
These are the mistakes that Sandy, they've got to take out of their game, because against elite opposition, they'll score against you every time to get the opportunity of these turnovers.
Very disappointing. So Jong again gets a chance to go forward. Big pack of players. Boyd was there, Minson was there, and it's the latter, the former All-Australian, who takes the mark.
Well, you know, if you're coaching the side, and Tom McDonald now, and we know he's a good player. I thought the year was too long for him last year. He really took on a lot, and he had players who were bigger than him playing on week in, week out. But, you know, you kick the ball out of bounds like he did there without a lot of distance. It means now you get the opposition a chance to kick a goal straight away, and good sides will make you pay.
He only played 10 games last year, Will, so we're looking to build on that. Needs 11 to join the 200 club. Can he kick his first for the day? He can. Minson gets his first, and the Bulldogs get their third.
That's the skill he does have, Will. The fact that he can push forward. He's kicked 3s and 4s on a regular basis throughout his career. Nearly a couple hundred games, as you mentioned, Sandy. And that's a big pack mark right there against some quality opposition in McDonald. But he loves to just be physical in the contest. He loves to fight the fight. And there he was able to capitalise with a big contested mark.
Good start by the Western Bulldogs, given the side that Melbourne have brought in, Jono.
It is. They're kicking with a little bit of a breeze, but I think it's their ability around the football at the moment, which would please Luke Beveridge and the coaching staff.
So Will Minson back in the ruck here. He's able to win that one down decisively. Lin Jong gets another centre clearance. Inside the 50 it goes. Tom McDonald will go chasing after this Sharon. He's got it now, and again they're under the pump, the Demon defenders. You can gather it in. There's been a whistle, high contact for a kick.
But that's the challenge for depth, sure. We saw it with Gold Coast the other night, and their style of play held up really well with such an inexperienced and young side. We're seeing so far the Bulldogs, the style that they've been taught for the last 12 months under Luke Beveridge, holds up regardless of who's in the lineup.
McDonald, poor kick.
Another poor kick from Tom McDonald.
Yeah, Honeychurch takes the mark. And then top of the 50, Rovat has got it. He'll go out to the forward pocket, and that is easy as you like as Redpath comes out and takes the mark.
Well, I just wonder what Simon Goodwin does. Simon Goodwin is coaching during the NAB Cup, so I'm thinking, do you go out to McDonald and say, you're a senior player, we need you to have control of what you do out there, you know, and the 2 turnovers like that, it's just so costly. I know it's early in the season, but, you know, we're only a couple of weeks away now from the real McCoy, so you've got to make sure you're on top of it with your confidence and kicking skill.
Big Jack Redpath, 12 games last year, put in 19 goals. He'll be competing with Boyd for a spot as a key forward as he moves in. And that one looks pretty good. He slots it through, and another goal for the Dogs.
They're just not handling the pressure. I think that's all it is, because when you automatically look towards the stats and think, where's Melbourne going wrong? It's basically their kicking effectiveness coming out of defensive 50 is what is letting them down. Other than that, they're actually controlling all other areas of the game, especially their running with their handball receives are nearly triple the Bulldogs. They're winning clearances, contested possession. So all the major indicators are in Melbourne's way. Skill disposal, though, I suppose the effective skills, especially by foot, is where the Bulldogs are taking some control.
Well, there's only one less inside 50. Bullies have gone in one more time, but you just see the disposal inside Melbourne's 50 has been very ordinary. Jack Watts has turned the ball over, and if you turn it over up the other end, you know, that's going to be the margin at the quarter-time break will be to 2 to 3 goals from turnovers.
Campbell stands underneath it. Gawn comes over the top. Viney couldn't take it cleanly. Lin Jong has been busy for the last 5 minutes. Tried to slap it out the back, but Jones was there. Twisted and turned. Tried to get out towards Salem. He's in trouble. Loses the ball over the back. There's an interesting tackle. Not paid. Could have been a couple there. The umpire's letting it go. One thing I've thought, Jono, that the umpires so far in this NAB challenge are rewarding the tackler.
Yeah,
or have been up until today.
Well, it's been good, hasn't it? The fact that they are less stoppages like we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And it just keeps the play flowing because all of a sudden they make a quick, effective call.
Yep.
Players get up and they get on with it, and generally the side who wins the free kick has players out everywhere to allow them to flow, and we're seeing more scores on the back of it.
We just saw Lin Jong go third man up there, and I hope that they don't stop that from the game, because it works both ways. If you're going to have a less at ground level and you don't do it well, you're going to get scored against.
That's right.
And if you do it well, that's part of it. We just have to see how that evolves.
Inside the last couple of minutes of this first quarter. Young Luke Gertz picks himself up. He's one of the young brigade for the Dogs. Honeychurch around the body. Big fly, but no mark. Now an opportunity for Melbourne. They had numbers, but only for a moment. An excellent tackle is laid on Toby McLean. Dogs still haven't possession, however. They go up towards the half-forward line once again. Minson was the target. Needs a kind one. McDonald got it. Got the hand pass away, but now has to go again. He does, Tom McDonald. Well played. Gets it away, and for the moment, Melbourne out of trouble towards Watts, who marks on the half-back line. Jack Watts up towards Grimes on centre wing. Got to get his skates on. He gets claimed, but not before he gets the hand pass away. That was quickly towards Vandenberg. Now Watts again, back to Vandenberg. Completes the fend off, then goes with a drop punt up towards the half-forward line. Gawn waited for the bounce, didn't come. A chance for the Dogs to clear through Dunkley. Up towards the middle of the ground, there's been a whistle.
Minson, free kick,
And
nearly tunnelling.
Big Will, smack bang in the middle of Highgate Recreation Reserve to take it.
Another horrible kick inside their forward 50 from Melbourne. So there's a few things they can identify as a team here. Individually, they're without Hogan as that key forward, it's they don't straighten up enough.
So Big Will Minson pumps it up inside the 50. Who's out the back? It's tumbling towards the boundary line. Lyndon Dunn will take it and is able to keep it in, and they just run out of room. It's out.
I just like this earlier, and it was Tom Liberatore, just his step through traffic here. You think of confidence with a guy coming back from a knee. I like that movement, because you can handle tackles and that sort of stuff, but it really is those sharp steps under game situation that he'll build confidence and go, you know what, I actually feel pretty good. My knee feels extremely good on the back of this strong first quarter.
He's a new recruit this year.
Yep.
New recruit.
He's a sight for sore eyes for Bulldog supporters. Such a blow. He injured his knee in the first NAB challenge match last year. Here's Lin John up again, and the umpire will come and sort it out. He's been busy, Lin John.
Yeah. I like Lin John. He's got an urgency about his game, which I think for a youngster takes you a long way.
Started really well last year, Lin Jong, and was injured. Ball up, very congested. Can the Demons clear it out? Jones was involved. They do it well, and they should be able to clear it. Grimes has got it now. Handball over the top. And just working it along the wing. Pedersen will send a long ball to half forward. Waiting and jumping. Good mark, Garlett, and he hits the ground running. He goes to the top of the square. It drops short. Chance here for Watts. He wasn't able to scoop it up. Pressure on the Bulldogs defence now. Demons have got some numbers. They need to get a quick kick away. And some nice work being done that time by Bailey Dale just to hold it up. We're going to have a ball up.
He could have kept running. It's a great mark from Garlett. Pinched it out of Bruton's hand. Just stole it. But he could have taken 3 or 4 bounces with the speed that he's got and run right in, and maybe a handball over the top to Jack Watts.
Yeah, that was definitely a case of theft. But spectacular. With 1.5 minutes remaining in the term, Garland drops what he should have taken it. That came off the head of Will Minson. So a falcon for Will. And a free kick going the way of the Dogs to be taken by Dunkley. Kicks up towards half forward. Lin Jong at the back, and he's away.
He's so strong overhead.
He's looking good. Gives it to Redpath. Big Jack tumbles it high up towards full forward. The juggling mark is taken, and now an opposition for the youngster in Bailey Dale, who is looking to really cement his spot in the side. 10 games last year, but was in and out of the team.
A couple of strong grabs. Well, first it was the strong contest from Dunkley, young player. Lin Jong, strong overhead, and then Bailey Dale, he had to hold his nerve with Melbourne players bearing down on him. So good play by all the young players in the Bulldogs lineup.
And this will complete an excellent first term for the youngsters. Oh my hat. Well, sorry, Bailey, but that was not good.
Oh, I like the way he goes about it, though,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Here's Big Will.
Oh, where's it gone? Will?
Oh,
That's better. It stayed in the corridor.
Yes.
So winding down to quarter time is Salem bringing it back in to himself, and then he sends it long for the D's. Leading a big mark here. Maxi Gawn was in the mix. All hits the net.
Well done.
Grimes had his kick smothered. Nice work by Pruden as the umpire will toss it back into play.
Matty, Melbourne have had 56 handballs to the Bullies 20. So that comes about by one, you look upfield, you can't find anything, you try and invent something, or good pressure from the Bullies to make them do that.
Here's Tyson again. They're under the pump, the D's, every time they get hold of it. Bailey Dale put the handball away. And there he is, Clayton Oliver. He was tackled and lost it, so free kick going the way of the Western Bulldogs. Now, this will be for 9 points. Honeychurch is going to have a crack. It won't make the distance. Back there is Big Jack Watts taking it right on the line, right on the siren.
So an excellent first quarter by the Western Bulldogs. This young side, they've made something like 16 changes from their last match. A lot of them very, very young indeed. Still yet to play a first senior game, but they're doing it well at the moment by 19 points over Melbourne here at the Highgate Recreation Reserve.
It's off the ball, but they were putting their teammates back into pressure.
And you mentioned the disposal forward, 50 for Melbourne, and they weren't able, because it was a poor kick, they weren't able to put pressure on down there. It returned with interest the Bulldogs' way, and then the Bulldogs were able to beat them going back to goal.
19 points the margin as we go into the second term. So the D's will be hoping to get their skates on in this second quarter, but the tackling by the Dogs has been excellent so far. Let's see what they can do. The hurried hand pass came out. That was from young Mitchie. Now an opportunity for Hunt. Goes wider to McDonald, who had a busy first term. His disposal at times, however, let himself down. But they've got the opportunity now. Through Garlett, up towards the half-forward line. And the long kick in towards the pocket. A big fly.
Ooh.
Bang! Garlett again. Couldn't take it cleanly. Close to the boundary line. Going to be kept in play. Flicked around the body, one behind. And waiting in the square there, we could see Aaron Vandenberg. As the kick came from Sam Frost. And the opening score of the second quarter.
He's going to be important to their structure, I think, Frost, when you look when Hogan's back there, and last week he performed quite well next to Hogan with that extra big body around him. I think helps his own game as well.
That's a very good mark to Kieran Collins. Started well last week, Jono, this man.
Yeah,
This boy.
Luke Beveridge liked the work that himself and Adam yes, put into it. We found out after the game his nickname's Dad as well, which is quite humorous.
Why is that? Has he got a young kid?
No, he's just got an old head on a young body, I think.
Again, going on 40.
That's a cracking nickname.
It is.
Let's hope his birthday.
So back to Bailey
Birth
Dale.
certificate's right.
You could just imagine the fun the boys would have with that in the locker room.
Oh, Dad.
There he is, Dad. He's let himself down, Dad, with that kick. And the mark has been taken by Garlett, and he's going to go back and line up for goal.
I don't think Mum would be happy with that one, boys. But see that again. Conversely, the Western Bulldogs, I think they really pride themselves on their kicking skills, and that's something you're going to have to look at each individual. And on that occasion, it was Kieran Collins who, look, he had pressure coming in on that inside leg, which doesn't help when you're trying to kick.
So Jeffrey Garlett comes in, starts at left. It starts to come back a tad, but it's through for a point. Very important, those key backs, Jono, for the Western Bulldogs. I remember in that elimination final, Taylor Walker got hold of them a bit.
Yeah, Eddie Betts was the other one as well, who got right at the back. I think as we've seen in this game as well, it starts with the forwards for the Bulldogs, and that's where Adelaide were able to transition on the MCG quite easily through the middle of the ground, through dangerous spots, and Eddie Betts and Taylor Walker, their eyes lit up every single time with the space they had to move in behind the Bulldogs' defence.
Bug had a good first term, but he's given away a disposal on this occasion. It allows the Bulldogs to go forward. In fact, there's going to be a free kick before we get to that, though. Let's go down to the boundary and Barry Hall. Baz?
Yeah, thanks, boys. Well, the start of the first quarter was going from right to left. The wind, there was a little bit of a breeze. Wasn't strong, but now it's starting to swill around a bit. So if the players' skills are a little bit scratchy, you'll know why.
Thanks, Baz. Free kick going the way of Honeychurch to take it on the wing.
He's got to be dirty on that. He went to get the ball, got a smack in the nose, went down, and he still had to run after
his ball.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, one of his teammates will look after him.
You want, you get. But he kicks down towards the half-forward line.
Good hands.
Waiting out wide is Hamilton. He flicks it high. More in hope than anything else. Melbourne had the numbers there, but couldn't complete the mark. That was Jack Grimes, who was a flyer. Pack is quick to develop. Need to get it out. Rough head, works hard, and he does get it out towards Will Minson, who only had it for a moment. Hunt was there for Melbourne, and they're eventually able to flick it back towards the centre. But again, the Dogs have, there's 4 of them there at the moment. Viney tried to take on a couple. He wasn't successful. It's flicked out wide. That was by young Brad Lynch, and now it comes back to Adams. Adams goes short. That's going to be okay, but the mark is taken here by Pruden.
Oh, a bit too much on it for Kieran Collins. Pedersen will get to a good tackle, though, by Collins to stop him. And second, if it was good as well. He had a couple of good tackles last week in the first NAB Challenge match. As they go to half forward, the Bulldogs. Big Boyd was there, couldn't take the mark, and then Adcock was locked up.
He's been good, Adcock. I like his game so far. His first 10 minutes of the first quarter, he was involved a fair bit. That experience, if someone goes down injured this year, he's one that they could jump up and give some games to.
Yeah, taken as a rookie. Jed Adcock actually kicked 4 goals against the Bulldogs in their final match.
Oh, that's hit high.
Yeah, Brisbane. Some high contact there, and he's Lucas Webb gets up slowly.
That's a bit dangerous here, Colin Garland. Got to watch that.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that have a look. A bit reckless here.
So Webb with the free. He's okay. Going to have a crack. See if he can go the journey here. I think this will be for 9. It's outside the 50. Won't make the distance. They'll look for the big grab. Oh, big Maxi Gawn had a bit of it. Couldn't take the mark. Lyndon Dunn. Handball backwards. Salem was able to get it away.
It amazes me every time when a side is going to pop it 30 metres out. It's obviously a set plan, but the opposition always get there first, surely.
Oh, that one on top of the square?
Yeah.
Good work by Tommy McDonald there with a tackle. The half forward. Here's Garlett. He gallops onto it and then got an interesting kick away, and that one sailing out in the full. Improvisation, but didn't quite come off.
Well, what was he thinking? Got to ask the question.
Rough head going to the outer side. A fickle bounce for Liberatore. Just so good to see him back after such a long off. Boyd, Thomas, short once again. Adcock swings around. The 30-year-old rookie. Dogs have got the numbers here. Minson, Big Will, pokes it wide. It's going to be okay because Honeychurch is there. He drifts it into the pocket. That kick had to be deadly accurate, and it wasn't. So it opens the door for Vandenberg. The boundary line is there, and there's going to be a free kick, and it's going against him for holding the ball.
You can see Dunkley there on the haunches. He's working very hard. He's been involved a number of times, but I think if he puts this one through, he'll head straight towards the interchange bench for a spell.
Good tackle, though. Good tackle.
Let's see what he does. As you can see, he's got a tight angle. Have a look at that. And bending it back. He did it pretty well. Just finding the woodwork for one.
Well, you can see the trees. They're pushing the ball away from the front of the goal, so he had to start it nearly on the right-hand point post, and I think he did a good job of it.
Salem brings it back into play. The D's desperate to try and get a couple of goals on the board to get back into this game. Hunt goes along.
Garlett.
Towards the middle. Garlett, his pace is damaging at the moment. That was Lynch, who did well. Now an opportunity there for Fletcher Roberts, who gives it away quickly towards Adams. He goes on with it, back towards McLean.
So working it well, big Tommy Campbell, acting captain today for the Bulldogs. Got it half back. A great deal happening for him further up the ground. Looks to the corridor. Just going to send it down the line. So sends a high ball. off hands and over for a boundary throw-in.
I think you said, Sandy, about Garlett's speed. He looks dangerous. Well, I think also Brad Lynch is going to learn a lesson here. As soon as Garlett wants to turn towards goal, you're going to bump him and stop him in his tracks. And it make it so frustrating for him. But at the moment, it's too easy when he turns around.
Bulldogs by 18, back into play.
Yeah, we labbed some great vision last year of Garlett and just seeing him start in the middle of the MCG and then work back towards goal and just tracked his run. And he's so smart when given that space going back towards goal.
Geez, those small forwards in today's game worth their weight in gold, John, aren't they?
They're good enough, yep. But the thing about that with young Lynch is he'll learn that. And Garlett's not going to get you unless they isolate him out of the square with a 50 to himself. You're not going to kick the ball to him on the lead a lot. But so you can play behind him a fair amount of the game. If he gets up the ground, drop off 20 metres.
Yep.
Free kick going the way of the Western Bulldogs. Going to be Tommy Campbell who'll take it on the wing.
Waste no time. Gives the hand pass off. Yeah, and they're the sort of players that you enjoy watching. That's a great run down by Cam Pedersen and an excellent tackle, and he is rewarded. Pedersen, who'll be, well, that's just giving it back straight away. Put it straight down the throat of Rovat. Cam's another one who's looking to try and cement his spot, get some consistency into his game as it's taken over by Josh Dunkley once again. Still lightly framed, but I'm sure he'll fill out like his dad, who was a wonderful player for the Sydney Swans. Great defender. Campbell with the right hand. Trying to take it away was Matt Jones. He's at the bottom of the pack, and he's going to have to pick himself up. Almost halfway through this second quarter. Roughhead towards the line. Matt Jones again. Manages to just keep it in play. Now it's his namesake and skipper, Nathan, up towards centre wing. And a good strong mark taken by Grimes. On the outer wing, Grimes goes towards the 50. Smashed away, back towards Grimes and co once again. Now an opportunity for the Dogs if they can get clear. They've got it in the middle of the ground. Daniel gets it off. Up towards the 50, and the mark is taken, and that's a beauty by Big Jack Redpath.
It's a strong kick, but this could test him because the wind conditions, as Barry has mentioned, are very swirly, but more into his face than anything here. He got the mismatch. There it is on Jetta.
Big body, though. He's I like the way he always, even if he's got a big body against him, he plays in front. I like that about him.
Handy little pass from McLean, so let's see if Redpath can capitalise on it. Slight stammer. Starts it right, comes back. Is it going to stay? Gee. He got a little bit both ways on that occasion, but not the end result that Jack wanted.
Gee, that wind's doing funny things out there at the moment. Here's Bernie Vince. Takes it from full back. Handball away. And put McDonald right under the pump. And it wasn't holding the ball. They get it back here, the Western Bulldogs, so they want a bit of clear air to try and get a shot away. Holding the ball, Demons free.
Well, I couldn't believe that McDonald didn't get hold of it. It wasn't his fault. He was put under pressure by his own teammate, but I don't know what the...
this one here?
No, free did it come out. Oh, no, come out in the tackle, so good decision by the umpire. I'll give him that. Hit out in the tackle. Take the game on.
Here's Harms running off half back.
Well done.
That's better.
Kicks it to half forward. This is a promising build-up. Oh, Grimes had it smothered. Nice work. Hamlin was able to gather it in. Roughhead gets involved as well. They should be able to clear. Here's Kieran Collins. He goes out wide. A bit too wide, though. Been kept in play. Bailey Dale has been confronted. He had to get a handball away in a real hurry. And it's tumbling out towards the boundary line. It won't quite go out. Viney will keep it in. Nathan Jones to Jetta. Can they set something up here again, the Demons?
Oh,
Good tackle. Caleb Daniel locked him up in the tackle. He was able to get it out just at the very last moment. Here's Redpath gathering on the bounce. He looks up. He goes with the centering kick. And good mark, Rovat. And he goes with the flow here. He's inside the 50. He's been caught holding the ball. He wanted to give it off by hand. And free kick going the way of the Demons.
Good follow-up by Salem because his second effort needed to be important because he missed the spoil and didn't take the body with him when going for it. Rovat was able to step back inside, and a good follow-up from Salem to affect the tackle would have been a goal to the Bulldogs.
Poor kick. 10 games from Salem last year, and He'll be very keen to try and establish himself, but not with kicks like that. It went straight towards McLean, and now the Dogs might make him pay as it's wobbled down towards the forward zone. Salem can make a bend. He steadies, goes onto the left foot with a longer kick this time. Up towards centre wing, still not finding its mark. Straight down the throat of Fletcher Roberts. Roberts goes over the top towards Cordy. Cordy inside 50. Boyd stood his ground. They came charging at him, and now an opportunity for Oliver to clear wide to the outer side. 1, 2 grabs, not enough as far as Cam Pedersen was concerned. Daniel, small, but gets it in a big fly, taken by Oliver.
He's going to become a fan favourite very quickly, this young man.
Just 18 years of age, Clayton Oliver.
Good courage, isn't it? Young
kick.
player, defensive 50, under the pump. Let's just take a hanger.
Yeah.
Good on him. We love it. That's what we want to see.
It's a NAB Cup. Have a go at it.
That's what we want to see.
Tom McDonald
He's a bit of a ball magnet, though, isn't he? You can find it.
Yeah.
goes long towards centre wing, smashed over the back. Campbell there. Going to be kept in play only momentarily by Joel Hambling as we go down to the boundary line once again. Barry Hall. Baz?
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Well, Simon Goodwin spoke about the start from Melbourne and how important it was. The first quarter, he would have been really disappointed. Look, they've fought back now. They haven't minimised that deficit, but they've fought back. They're settled into the game. But you give a quarter to a team like a Hawthorn or a top four side, you might get a chance to get back into the game. So it's something they need to get better at. Yes, they're fighting their way back, and that's a good trait, but they shouldn't be in that situation.
Well, you're right, Baz. It's 2 points apiece for the quarter. So they've nearly played between the arcs, and both sides haven't hit targets. So whether it's just been they've been a bit more solid around the ground and slow played them, the Western Bulldogs, at least they've been competitive in this quarter.
So the half forward they go. No mark. The Demons, Garland off half back. Kicks the half forward.
This is the one here. This is where they've let themselves down
Garland
in this quarter.
goes out wide. Here's Vandenberg now. Still a tad too far out from goal. So he sets it up. He goes to the forward pocket. Watts had one hand. He goes to the dribbling kick and kicks it. Good follow-up work by Jack Watts. He kicks the goal for the Demons.
Well, they've really just equalised the contest over the whole quarter. Both sides, as I said, have been fairly inefficient with their kicking, especially inside 50. But just a good kick to the hot spot, which puts pressure on defenders. You can just have a look now in the goal square. They've got a number of players here who should nearly mark this. Grimes is there. Watts. There's no doubt with Hogan not playing today, they've said you're going to just play down there and see what you've got. He's a talented player and a smart player because he really didn't have to fly then, and he read it better than anybody else.
First goal of the quarter. And the D's close the gap. It's a margin now of just 13 points. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Gawn got a hand to it, but to no one in particular. Nathan Jones, that's where you always find him. He's at the bottom of the pack, and he's a real terrier.
He's a bit stiff here. I thought he might have just got, the scone.
Washed on him. He's just been doing that for years and years now, hasn't he, Nathan Jones?
I hope he's got some slip, slop, slap on that head of his. It's hot out there.
Gawn wins it, but can't take it away. The hurried kick was by Harms. And we've got another ball up.
I think the game's been umpired well. Interpretations. Yeah, we haven't seen anything. No one in the danger zone, or the protective zone. So it's been good.
Gawn to Vince. The hand pass is okay. They'd love another one before half time. Now an opportunity for Viney. Penetrating hand pass to Jones. He's under the pump here and he's gone.
Well, the more you handball, the more chance you've got of running down someone and pressure him because the ball holds up in the air. It's not like a long kick where you take the pressure off the ball and you can get someone free.
And that's what Rowan Smith mentioned at quarter time with Barry Hall, that Luke Beveridge was just wrapped with the way that they were able to make Melbourne over handball, turn the ball over and then get it going their way.
There's a good grab taken by the skipper for the day, Campbell. Wants to go short into the middle, and that's okay, finding Daniel. He comes laterally once again. The Demons, well, they've taken a long time to score one in this quarter, but the Dogs would love one now. Will Minson, short, up towards the 50-metre line. Rovat goes long into the pocket, but it's too wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. Let's go down to Baz once again, Barry.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I spoke to Luke Beveridge before the game, and he said even though they've got 8 on the bench, he wants to start to get this 90 cap in terms of interchange. And you can really tell by the terms of the rotations. Far less, particularly with the Heat and a young side. They're not rotating far at all. So for these young group, it's going to be tough for them, but they're preparing for round 1, the doggies.
Yeah, a lot of teams, boys, want to practice for round 1 for the interchange cap. So Garland goes to the wing. Lynch here for the Western Bulldogs. Handball away, and Adams has been caught and gone. Garland takes the advantage. Centering kick. Top of the 50. Chance here for Kennedy, and his kick was pretty scrubby towards goal, and it rolls over for a throw-in.
Oliver screaming for it in the square.
Yeah, well done, Jack Watts. Not renowned for that part of the game, really, but good pressure. He just panicked with that kick.
It's interesting, isn't it? Oliver waving his arms around and saying, why not me? That can be questioned at times, I suppose, in terms of just got to get on with it. Your teammate generally knows that he's done the wrong thing. There's time and a place, I think, but still got to let them know, but in the right fashion, I think. I don't know whether waving your arms around is the right way.
This is Declan Hamilton. So John said they spent a year in the VFL, a development year last year. It was a good bounce for Hunt. He got the handball away, and then Salem to half forward. And Jack Watts, who's been busy. He puts it inside the 50. Again, poor entry. Fletcher Roberts couldn't take the clean mark. Oh, great pick up by Garland. And what a goal! Jeffy Garland, how about that?
Hand to foot is just so quick. Sorry.
Sometimes it's too quick for him. The brain to catch up.
You played with the best of them in Peter Dacos. But this is exactly like dates of the past. Just how quick is this? The goal sense.
Brilliant.
How many times did we see Dacos do that at Waverley Park?
A couple hundred times.
Exactly right.
Oh, have a look at that.
And that is brilliant.
But he has been the one forward on the ground who has looked dangerous for the whole half of football. And he has been given too much space behind behind the packs. But that's because Western Bulldogs got a young defence too. So, look, he's been a really good get, I thought. He has his times during the season. And there's Paul Roux saying, probably, I don't know, kick more goals. He didn't say handball off, did he? No, I wasn't going to handball.
I think he was working out a way to get easier ones over the top.
Here's a free kick to Daniel. Dogs suddenly under the pump here. Campbell couldn't take it cleanly. Poked out the back. Couple of minutes remaining. Jetta hand pass okay to Viney. Viney gets it to Grimes. Grimes goes wide to the outer side, and the mark is taken here by Harms. Harms has a look up towards the right half forward, over the top of Pedersen. Now they've got him. Ball spills free, close to the boundary line, and Pedersen picks it up. He continues to go, but eventually runs out of room.
Cordy tried the leapfrog at the top.
There he goes. Cam saying, what on earth are you doing? So Minson trying to get a run at it. Not really successful. And, well, it's going to be kept in play for a moment by the Demons. Initially done so by Tommy Bugg, who had a good first term, picking up plenty of disposals.
Just think the Western Bulldogs, some of these youngsters want the half-time sirens. I know you can see they're out their feet. And Melbourne are winning a lot more of the contest because their senior players are coming into it now.
Adams' kick going down towards the middle. Liberatore, well tackled. It was good to see him back. He's given away a free kick there for a tackle that's deemed too high.
Yeah, they're getting more numbers around each contest. That's all. A bit of a limp there for
Maxie. Doesn't look too good.
Max Gawn.
That right knee that's heavily strapped.
Hope he's not gone.
We'll have Barry to have a look at that.
Bit early for that.
Way too early. Here's Adams wide, and Daniel sees it over the boundary line. Well,
there's Garland.
Garland also limping off.
Keep going, John.
Just keep those kids for home and away season.
No, used them before.
Thanks, Andy.
Gee, here's Watts. Now, tucked in the pocket.
Oh, take this on. I think this would suit beautifully, Sandy. He's a very talented player. I would nearly kick this ball because the wind's coming straight down the centre of the ground. He's got to put it just out the face of the goals and let the wind do the rest of him. But normally pretty talented in these circumstances.
Well, he's got 32 seconds and counting down.
Gone out on the get off the fence.
Exactly. Will he kick it or not?
I don't know. Yeah, no, he'll kick it off.
The margin's back to 7 points. Can he make it 1? It's going to be close.
Thank you very much.
That is an excellent kick for goal. And it's nice working with us Nostradamus Shaw. But Jack Watts, 2 goals in this term, and the D's right back in it.
I just got the nice right little hook then as well from Tony Shaw. But that was... this is just going back a couple of steps. That's where Max Gawn just cops a little bit of a corky there in that contest. So he's going to have to work through that one. Garland as well, we saw limp off the ground and in the same contest as well. So both receiving some treatment following that contest. But Jack Watts, I think he's had an excellent first half. He started the game well. He worked. Yeah, he made some skill errors early, but he's kicked a couple in this quarter. One in the goal scorer, he won a good contest, and that one there was an excellent kick from about 45 on a tough angle.
Well, Max Gawn appears to be okay. We saw him limping just seconds ago, but he's there to contest once again. Viney was off, but there's been a whistle, and it's going to go the way of Lin Jong.
He's taken 7 marks, Jack Watts, as a key forward. He's been permanent forward, so that's a good effort.
Chance there for Pruden. Couldn't get away, and we've got a game on our hands at half-time, courtesy of a couple of goals from Jack Watts and one magical goal from Jeffrey Garlett. We've seen Melbourne come right back, Jono, into this contest.
Yeah, they have. Their senior players are starting to get more of the ball. They're getting more players around the contest, which has allowed them to create some good run. And I think that's the main thing. Their kick inside 50 in the second half of that second quarter was a lot better. And that's the one thing Paul Roos has been barking at these players throughout their intra-club period, is that final kick. Get it right, because we've got talent up there that can kick goals.
Around the ball, and that's why they got the 3 goals, and 2 to Jack Watts, who looked dangerous, and Garlett looked dangerous. But they need more than that. They need the Pedersens and others to kick goals, because you just cannot depend on Jesse Hogan doing it by himself all the time.
So second half about to get underway with Big Will and Maxi Gawn, and it's the latter who wins it, but Lin Jong, who's had an excellent first half, rips it out of the middle, goes down towards Big Redpath. He sees it over the line, and we've got a throw in. Right forward pocket. Dogs in attack, leading by 1 point. Gawn trying to get front spot. Eventually palms with the left. Lin Jong was there again, picked up by Will Minson. He gets a hurried kick. Daniel was there, but he was probably half a metre shorter than anyone else around him at the time. Redpath couldn't take it. He goes to ground. Daniel goes in hard again, gets it out. A flick around the body. That was by Bailey Williams.
Got it.
And he's got the goal. Now, he's a really interesting player. Bailey Williams, when he played for Glenelg Reserves, had a day out one day last season. He had 56 disposals.
That's not a bad day out at all.
And he's only a kid, so well done. But he's got a very good goal.
Yeah, excellent goal there. Great snap around the corner. Caleb Daniel was very important in that entire passage of play as well. Didn't give up. Here's one going back with the flight. Garland cops another clip there, so we'll keep an eye on him, because he went off at the end of the second quarter, limping as well, so he's copped another one there. But the Bulldogs continue to keep the ball alive, and that's what we want to see, some big goals like this around the corner, and just got that excitement going around this young group for the Bulldogs. There's the Garland injury there. He's just copped another one on the lower leg.
You know what I loved about that, though? Aaron Vandenberg did not even vary in his tack on the ball going back with the flight. He might have hurt his own teammate, but, gee, you love seeing that. No hesitation at all.
Let's go back to the 56 disposal, Sandy, that you mentioned before from Bailey Williams.
Amazing, wasn't it?
6.
It's inside the 50. Adcock driving it in there. And now big Maxi Gawn, the handball away. Colin Garland staying out there for the moment. And this is Bernie Vince. He goes up, hoping for Frost, who couldn't take the mark. Ground level. Williams again got a handball out. Here's Adams for the Bulldogs. Pumps it up inside the 50. Wants a mark. Boy got hands to it. Big Max Gawn was first to it at ground level. Got a handball away. Jones could have been taken a tad high. No free. They'll dig in for it. And the umpire will sort it out with the ball up.
That's the experience of Adcock there. You could just see he just was able to close space up really quickly on the experience and the competitor of Nathan Jones. Keep the ball locked in. Forward 50 for the Bulldogs.
So big roughhead, got the palm down. Ling Jong had his kick blanketed that time, and then around the body goes McLean. It's in the forward pocket. Boyd couldn't get hold of it.
Definitely the target player, Lin Jong.
Yeah.
He's had 3 clearances already in this third quarter.
And Viney's the one for Melbourne, so whoever gets their hands on the ball, they're going to them a fair bit. And they're playing on each other, looks like.
Yeah. Jostling once again by the big men. Jones couldn't take it, neither could Tom Boyd. Tried to get it away. Lin Jong threw it out to Rovat. He snaps at goal and misses.
Just notice Tommy Boyd twice now at ground level. He's got the ball and hasn't lifted his arms away from the tackle. Like, he's a big man. You've got to get it up in the air, because they'll go for your torso, and that means you could get a handball out. He's had 2 of them intercepted because of that lack of technique.
Out of bounds on the full, so the reigning best and fairest to bring it in. Bernie Vince made the smooth transition to Melbourne from South Australia. Now he's in a smaller bottle, Bernie. But he goes to the outer side, and
so well then.
He got away with it. He finds Grimes. Grimes goes down the line, and, well, luck's a fortune there, but he's away jetter up towards half forward. If they can get another one here, they're right in business, Melbourne.
He's powerful.
Vandenberg, centering ball. Pedersen over the top. Finish it off, Jack, and he does.
Wow, Bernie Vince. Oh, let's go back to that. This has worked out so well for Melbourne. He put himself under all sorts of pressure, and in the end was able to get a release kick to the other side of the ground, and that just opened things up for Melbourne. They had runners everywhere in the end. He's having a chuckle there. I think he gets away with it here. He didn't know what was going on. He's under pressure. In the end, gets it out, and that Melbourne were able to transition coast to coast from this spot. There's Ken. He was able to run free and use his strength to break free of the tackle here from the Bulldogs closing up. Effective kick on the left of space, over the top. Easy goal again to Jack Watts.
Just wonder whether Bernie Vince, that 10-metre radius, he knew he's got it each side of the mark now, so he looked like he wanted to take control of it, and he got away with it, but just wonder whether he recognised that he had a bit more space with that new rule.
So back to a 1-point ball game. Jong in there again, trying to get hold of it. Big rough head with the handball away, and again Williams lost the football. Here goes Viney, here go the Demons. Harms getting hold of it. Inside the 50 goes Vandenberg. It's a very good kick. The mark has been taken by Watts. So Watts, he's going to kick from about 49 metres. He's had a good day, Jack Watts.
This for his 4th goal.
Doesn't look as confident as what he did down the other end with the wind behind him, but just see how much this holds up into the breeze here.
11 touches and 3 goals. Let's see how he... Yeah, the breeze is very difficult. You can see the trees behind the goals there. He sets it up and never really looked like it. Drifting and out on the full. Yeah, tough one to judge, that one.
So he's had a good game. Good signs, 3 goals in the game.
Rough head to bring it back. Dogs by a point. It was the margin at half-time. Gone. Almost outmarked by Redpath. Liberatore goes to ground. Bernie Vince gets a hurried little 9-iron chip. Not very much distance in it at all. Was almost taken out of bounds. Almost taken high on that occasion was Adams. Oh. An opportunity there for Oliver with strength. Gets it off to a teammate in Kent, who goes down towards the forward line. Roughhead is there once again. Can't take the mark. And it dribbles over the line.
Well done, Cam Pedersen. He's had a couple of chases. And there's Caleb.
He's a little man. He's going to take a big knock down, Caleb. So a throw in. Out the back. And, well, that was just too easy for Melbourne's Aaron Vandenberg. Waltzed into goal, and once again, it's the Demons who hit the front.
Yeah, well done here out of the stoppage. Max scored. It was a shallow throw-in, but he picked it up first and was able to get front position, and we can see there's Vandenberg there. He's got young Williams. Good block by Tyson, and that's the type of set play that you want to see. That'll please Paul Roos, Simon Goodwin. Tyson gave up his game to allow Vandenberg to step back into play and run into an open goal, Shorey.
Too easy. I don't think Luke Beveridge would be happy with the setup there. Not enough numbers to the front of the contest. Make the player run away from goal and snap over his shoulder if he's going to have a shot at goal, not run into goal like that from there. Didn't get a ruck to the contest then, the Western Bulldogs.
So Maxi Gawn wins it down again. And can they get another clearance? They can. Quick kick away. So up inside the 50, and a nice mark has been taken. And that has been taken by Adams, Marcus Adams, one of the 2 key defenders they brought in over the off-season, the Western Bulldogs. Adams goes out towards the wing. And it's going to be at ground level Kennedy for the Demons to Tyson. He's been confronted, was able to shake off the tackler and then go short. It was a pretty scrappy old kick though. And they turn it over to the Western Bulldogs. Caleb Daniels going to get on the end of it. Got the handball away to Liberatore, who kicks it to half forward. I marked that time to Big Boyd. He bent over. Liberatore is going to have a second crack. He goes into the forward pocket, and McLean flying. It's still alive, and it's just out. So a couple of good efforts by the Bulldogs. We'll have a throw in.
16 changes by the Dogs from their last contest. What do they do next week, Jono? They've got one more hit out.
Yeah, now bring them all back in, and that's the thing. There'll be a couple of young players from this game today that will impress and likely get another opportunity, but all the senior stars will be back for the Bulldogs next week in their final hit out against Collingwood.
And his kick is marked by Daniel. Great experience, though, for these youngsters. They've got 8 of them playing today that are 19 years or younger. Gawn tried to flick it over the back.
You think the ones for next week automatically would be Roughhead?
Yep.
He's probably the first one that they'll lock in. Liberatore will play again next week, and I look forward to that when he gets back in there with the likes of Mitch Wallace. I think one of his great mates going through school with him. I think they'll just combine really well this season.
Josh Wagner has come onto the ground in this second half for Melbourne. He's one of those players at the bottom of the pack. So third man up, ball up. And Honeychurch leaves it for his teammate. As we go down to the boundary line and Barry Hall. Baz?
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Well, Ling Jong's just about to come back on the ground. He's been outstanding in this first half of footy. We're obviously into the third quarter now, but he's a leading disposal getter at this stage. 17 possessions. He's had 10 contested. We know they've got a young star-starter midfield, and he's just another string to their bow. Ling Jong had a good pre-season, and he's responding with a pretty good game of footy.
Yeah, he's been very good, hasn't he? There's a high tackle, I think, on McLean. And he's got a free kick.
Could have nearly been 50 as well. It was slung away by big Maxi Gawn after that. Bit of frustration.
Oh, yeah, just a bump on the head. The first one missed.
That was young Josh Wagner that came through. So an opportunity for the Dogs through Toby McLean. He doesn't let them down.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
That's a behind.
That's a couple of
better than nothing.
Yeah, Bailey Dale missed one earlier on from exactly the same position. So some opportunities there for the Bulldogs to have 2 more goals on the board. They'd like a couple of goal lead going into three-quarter time with the way the conditions are.
Salem towards Gawn. Vandenberg working hard once again. So almost halfway through this third term, it is Melbourne who trailed by a point at halftime, now leading by 4 points.
Maxi Gawn again, got the knockdown. And then Bug just kicks it to the wing. Good aggressive stuff there again. Might have been a bit too aggressive. Free kick going to the Western Bulldogs. It's Vandenberg. So going to Kieran Collins, who'll take it on the wing. It's been good again, the young man, as Collins puts it up inside the 50. That's a big climb, and it's Big Boyd who brings it down. And Boyd is going to go back and line him up.
There we go, Shorey. That was a big grab. He got the pure jump then, Tom Boyd. That was an excellent mark.
Need to see a lot more of that, but let's see if he can finish here. Normally got a fairly good technique.
Well, that's what he's capable of in the air. Let's see what he can do with the kick. It's on its way. It's drifting out to the right-hand side. So just got to clean up that area, but that was a terrific contested mark.
Christian Salem has been given the job all day about kicking in, and you're right, they need someone who's got class by their foot coming out. As in, you've got Tom McDonald, Garland, they don't kick the ball really well. This man's going to play a lot of football in the back half, I would think.
They've been using Bernie Vince a little bit as well, as Matt Jones takes the mark in the pocket. There's Bernie in picture, trying to make a space.
That's where I think they get it right if they have Salem there, because then Bernie can get up around this contest here. And with Bernie Vince, if he gets the ball from that position towards the middle of the ground, it's going to stay in Melbourne's hands more often than not because of how effective he is with his disposals.
Jones in trouble, just tries to surge it forward. Opportunity for Kent. up towards the half-forward line. Pedersen couldn't take the mark. He's still down. Now he picks himself up. He's got to try and get it out. It's not going to happen. Marcus Adams at the bottom of the pack picks himself up.
Look at the Bulldogs' numbers, goal side of this contest. They got found out before. Let's see if they get it again. And they have.
Jones. The hand pass okay towards Tom McDonald. Backpedals a little. Now deep in towards Watts territory. He's there, but he can't get the footy. Adams in trouble. He loses it.
He's going to play round one at the moment, Adams.
Shot wide.
You think, Sandy? His game has been very good once again. 2 in a row now that he's been able to produce.
Yeah, now that's the interesting one that's come in.
This is the intentional.
Just waltzed over the line.
Oh, he walked over, yeah,
yep.
right. Yeah, that's, yeah.
So Boyd has it.
You have to make the umpire think that you want to keep the ball in play, which I like that. I like it, but gee, they have to be consistent with it.
Well, your option is you either don't touch it, you shepherd it through, or I guess you kick it out of bounds. Salem had it for a moment. Jaden Hunt in there as well, wearing the 29 strip for the D's. As once again we go down to Barry on the sidelines.
Yeah, Aaron Vandenberg is hobbled from the ground. They're taking his right boot off now, so I'll keep an eye on that one. Let's hope it's all right.
Thank you, Baz. Dunkley has shown a bit today, hasn't he? There he is. He's got the footy now.
Yeah, high fend off, though.
Don't argue.
So free kick there against Lynch. Oh, Harms just turned it straight over. Here goes Ling Jong.
This hurts.
He might be able to pump it inside the 50. So big one from outside. This is for 9 points, and it's a goal. Lucas Webb puts it through for a super goal. A crucial turnover.
Oh, they'll be happy at Lake's entrance. I think that's where the footies might be heading. Lucas Webb, that was it was a poor turnover, but let's celebrate the big finish, I think, on the back of it. To take possession there, the Bulldogs with the turnover. Poor kick from Melbourne, but then to see the open goal square and go for it, I think that's an excellent kick, a big 9-pointer.
I think Caulfield Grammar are okay for footies at the moment, so we'll go to Lakes.
Let's go.
Yeah, go there.
Down to Lakes.
So it's the Dogs now by 6 points, with just on 7 minutes remaining. As said, the interchange bench being kept busy. Vandenberg receiving some treatment. Pedersen having a run on the ball. This is Viney. He gets clear now. Gives it away to a teammate there in Vince, who looks down towards the forward line. No mark taken. Lin Jong lurking once again, but can't get a clear run at it.
Well,
here's Oliver. Did really well. He showed dash. He showed strength. In towards the forward line. One grab. Not enough by Pedersen. Ball goes to ground, and the umpire will take charge.
Gee, how good was Clayton Oliver then, just in the contest?
Here's the Vandenberg injury.
Oh, ankle outside.
Yeah, there you can see him. Number 37. He's done something straight away.
Now Melbourne try and flick it out wide to someone running through.
Gawn beating Roughhead on that occasion. Garlett showed some real excitement earlier. Oliver again from Jones. A high ball, but it's wide.
Trying to go third man. Oh, clips the back.
Yeah, just
looks like Tyson clips the back of his heel and just rolls the ankle.
Yeah, he had some injury worries late in the year last year, Vandenberg. Let's hope that he's okay. Here's Oliver. Here's Tyson inside the 50, and a good mark. A double grabber. That's handling. It was good for the Dogs, coming across from the Cats last year.
That's the other area, I think, where the Bulldogs have got good competition now. When you look at Roberts and Hamling as two bigs last year, now they've got Kieran Collins in there as well as Marcus Adams. So can't play all four of them in that position. So some really good competition for the bigs down back for the Bulldogs.
So here's Jones. He goes to the centering kick. He brings it back to Oliver, doubling back, couldn't take the mark. Dunkley now. Got the handball away to Pruden. They should be able to clear here, the Bulldogs. So a big long kick to half forward. travels a fair distance too. Waiting for on the bounce is Hamilton, and Declan Hamilton's going to have a go, and the young man has put it through. In fact, it's Honeychurch. Honeychurch has put through the goal for the Western Bulldogs. That was a really nice finish.
Well, it was just the rebound from halfback. The kick turned over again, trying to centre the ball. I think it was Nate Jones, but this one here, just the penetration with the kick, and the defender couldn't get back quick enough for Melbourne. And that's a good finish too from that angle. Looked like he wanted to take it on. He had confidence in how he was going to finish. Matter of fact, he looked at the opponent to see if he had enough time, which I think is a great sign for someone who, as young as he is, to have the poise that he showed.
Dogs once again out to a 12-point lead. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. A reminder that Brisbane and St Kilda scheduled to play in Mackay after this game this afternoon, but we've had reports of very, very heavy rain as Tom McDonald just tries to paddle the ball through towards Watts. He takes it back again, and it could well be cancelled, that game, but we will, of course, keep you up to date with that. They were expecting in some areas in Queensland, I think over the weekend, something like 300 mils of rain.
That's we need it down here.
Quite extraordinary. Minson just hurriedly gets boot to ball. Red path, picked it up nicely. Lin Jong in trouble, manages to get it away to Honeychurch. He just about got another one and misses to the right.
He's had a good game, Mitch Honeychurch. Josh Dunkley's the other one who's starting to go really well, up to 14 disposals now as well. So in his first hit out, he's found plenty of footy. He's had 5 tackles to match. Liberatore, of course, leads the way with tackles in this game with 9. You'd expect that from a Liberatore.
Tom McDonald, here's Vandenberg. Does not look great for him. McDonald, that was a bold kick into the corridor, and on the intercept, Bailey Dale takes the mark. So Dale's got it just outside the 50. Where's he going to go? Boyd is wanting it in the pocket, and that's where he's going to send it. Ground level, Jetta. Handball over the top. Can they clear it here? Tyson's in a tight spot. Gets rid of one tackler. Confronted again. Got the handball away. It was terrific pressure by Rovat, and it's over for a throw-in.
He must have just got the handball away there. It looked like he had plenty of time, and Rovat performed a pretty good tackle.
Red path a bit sore as well.
Have a look here. Tyson 1-2, so he's gone here if it's an effective tackle.
Back into play. They dig this out. We've just got a bit of fresh air for a free kick going the way of the Demons. Going to go the way of Viney against Adcock, who's on his bike. And he just switches the play. Big fly that time by McDonald. Little Caleb Daniel waiting down. That was some good crumbing work, but the mark has been taken by Viney in the back pocket.
Yes, an opportunity missed there as Viney has a bounce. And then penetrating hand pass towards Watts, who's kicked a couple of goals, 3 so far for the day. Jack Watts, if you've just joined us, Max Gawn being paid the mark.
It's a good mark from Gawn. He had to stand under it. Marcus Adams needed to come through with a big sprawl, then try to take a mark over the top. When you've got the big ruckman standing in front of you, just get that ball to ground, hit it as hard as you possibly can.
Max just decides on a short little floater, which is okay. A couple of minutes remaining in the term. And a good diving mark taken by Salem.
I think Paul Roos must dye his hair, because there's no doubt sometimes the way that they kick the ball coming off halfback, but that was just so dangerous. A turnover there and you get it scored. I would think that.
Do you think, or do you know he does?
Wow, that's dangerous territory, Sandy.
Oh, dear. Now. Oh, there's a high tackle.
Yeah.
Gee, Oliver, that was a little ambitious. And the free kick's going to go the way of McLean. Tries a centering ball. That's going to be okay.
Yeah, they're out on the switch if he takes it on.
Jetta a little late on the scene. And they've got players wide. Honeychurch is 1.
Well defended there to stop them in.
Yeah, definitely.
You can move across now down the ground, so you've got plenty of time to set up. Shouldn't really be a Melbourne mark here.
Goes up towards the wing. No one read it really cleanly. Harms an opportunity. Gets the hand pass away. And that's again a poor kick. Honeychurch towards Daniel. The Dogs out of trouble once more. Up towards the left half forward flank region. Chance now for Boyd. Centering kick is good this time, and Lin Jong takes the mark.
And that's where the turnover kills you, because Boyd was in just the area where the ball was turned over. Then he was, being a forward, was able then to be smart and get out into space, and left two Melbourne players just ball watching, because they thought, oh, this is going to go inside forward 50 for us. We'll watch that first before we turn around and defend. But how quickly you have to transition these days once a turnover occurs.
Well, if you can't impact on the ball, you might as well stay back and say, hopefully our men win the ball after that. And he did it well.
Kicks on its way.
Good kick.
He's had a good day. He has had a really good day, Lin Jong, and he caps it off with a goal. His first, and this has been a very good quarter by the Doggies now.
It's been a good comeback, because Melbourne really came at him early in the quarter, and just, that was a good kick by Boyd too, because he just made sure he had enough on it to get across into the corridor. But I'm with Jono. You look there, and that turnover back on the half-back flat, that's the area where it's only the widest part of the ground. It means you can look inside the corridor, and you're started to run forward. And if you turn it over there, it's not natural to run back the other way as quick as what you run forward. And they were caught out again then. But Boyd read it, so well done.
Yep. Lin Jong's going to be a star this year. You can just you can see it. You can just see that his game is becoming so complete with his power and his ability to push forward, take a mark, get on the scoreboard.
He says 7 touches this quarter, winding down to three-quarter time. And Bernie Vance wrapped up by Adcock. So they've put 4 goals through the Bulldogs to the Demons, 2 goals in this third term. It's been a very good quarter by them.
I like his energy, Jono. He just said his urgency around the ball all the time. He wants to be in the contest.
So Jones, handball out. Tommy Budd away to Matt Jones now, the Demons. They surge forward one last time. Is there time for a goal from outside the 50? Here's a chance for Harms, and it's going to wriggle through for 1 point.
So siren sounds, three-quarter time. As Matty said, 1 behind on the siren. But a much better quarter by the Western Bulldogs after Melbourne came back in the second. The Dogs now have regained control at the moment with a quarter to play. They lead by 18 points. We'll take a break. And don't forget, coming up soon on Fox Footy, the grand final recall. For the final quarter, can the Dogs hang on to this 18-point lead? Gawn up against Campbell, the acting captain, Tom, today for the Dogs, who made 16 changes. If you've joined us late, Liberatore's at the bottom, where we find him so often. Bailey Williams, the man who had 56 disposals for Glenelg, kicks it forward. Honeychurch onto the left boot, he dribbles it. Will it sit for Boyd? No, it won't, and it bounces through.
Oh, Garland's over the fence. Free kick's been paid.
Dangerous play there.
That's Gertz. And 50's been paid as well. It's just getting a bit of
demonstrating here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was just going to wrap up young Gertz, because when he ran towards goal, he tapped the ball into the path of who was it? Honeychurch. So very smart play, but this isn't smart. That's dangerous. Maybe a little bit.
And good on Colin Garland. He was just asking the young lady behind that he ended up landing on, I think, just to make sure she was okay as well.
Salem remonstrating, Boyd remonstrating. Play eventually does go on. Collins goes over the top, but it's going to have to come back.
I think the 50-metre wasn't in place before that happened. It was a bit awkward, wasn't it? He's 206 centimetres or something, so he's got a bit on him. Young Gertz. 201.
Garland to Watts. Marking low down, but taking it. Playing on now. Flicking up towards the forward line. Oliver got a hand to it, but that was all. So too did Bailey. Hurried snap in towards goal as away to the right. no addition to the score. 19 points the margin, thrown in the pocket.
And it comes, big Gorner's there. Grabbed by Oliver. Showing aggression again today. He got the quick handball away. Firing away at goal is Garlett. And a miss.
Well, they found a ready-made midfielder, I think, for Clayton Oliver. He knows where to go to the ball. It's just natural for him. Again, he loves the contest. He's strong. Maybe his kicking skills, they'll have to watch that a little bit, but you get enough in the tight contest, you can use your hands like Tom Liberatore does.
What I like so far with him as well, sure, he's had the 13 disposals, but it's a good spread of uncontested and contested. Yep. Very even, 6 and 7, so he likes to win that hard ball, but he can get on the outside and run as well.
Yeah, good point.
Turnover. Viney takes it. That came from Hamling's boot. He was under the pump. Handball backwards, and then McDonald's been shut down by Roughhead, and he threw it away, and big Jordan Roughhead will take the free. Good tackle. So Roughhead gets the hurry on, as you can hear the umpire say. The half forward. Campbell was out of position there, and easy pickings for big Maxi Gawn. Called the play on, he gives the handball away again. This is Hunt for the Demons. And now Tom McDonald has to wait for it on the bounce. Kicks to the outer side. Now a chance. It's Garlett. He kicks it to half forward. It's a tumbling footy, and it's rolling out for a throw-in. What about Tommy McDonald today, boys? What do you thought?
Well, he had 9 possessions in the first quarter, but I think that was weight of numbers coming Melbourne's way. He made some errors by foot coming out with that. Look, he's had some moments where he'd be very happy, but also I agree with you, Shorey. There's been moments where he's got to lift that over the next couple of weeks and get that right leading into the home and away season, because Melbourne need to kickstart their season with a win over. They've got GWS and Essendon first 2, so they'd like to claim victory in the first couple of weeks of the home and away season.
McLean kicks down towards the wing, picked up by Salem, however. Goes back to the area from whence it came.
Yeah, I felt for him a bit last year. He had injury too near the end of the year, but he just looked like he was shell-shocked a bit. All the load, as in playing against bigger bodies all the time, I think it wears you down a little bit, and they were under a lot of pressure a lot of times during here. Good mark here for Cam Pedersen.
Pedersen will be very keen to try and cement his spot in this side. To Kent. Goes up towards full forward. Who's going to recover first? Oliver was there, couldn't take it cleanly. Pedersen pounces in now, and they pounce on him. Eventually comes out the back door, but not cleanly. And once again, the umpire will take charge. Bulldogs have got Freo first up in the home and away. Then St Kilda and then Hawthorn. As you said, Melbourne, the Giants, Essendon and North Melbourne. The Dogs actually start and finish with Fremantle, which is interesting.
And they got their first 7 at Etihad Stadium, the Bulldogs, so they'd like to get off to a big start.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Here's an opportunity for Frost around the body, one behind.
And they'll be looking to capitalise in round 1 with no Sanderlands in the ruck for Fremantle.
Gee, you've looked ahead, Jono.
Oh, it's round 1. It's not ahead. It's what we're coming up to.
Oh, you've just
what we all build up to, isn't it?
Oh, you're a beauty.
Lynch out on the full. Bad luck for young Brad Lynch, boy from Mandurah, just 18 years of age. And now an opportunity for Dom Tyson. Tyson now into that left boot, needs to swing it back, and he's done that magnificently. Dom Tyson gets the goal, and the Demons are still in this. They're down by 11 points.
That's a big finish, isn't it, from a poor kick out, but just that's a tough position with the wind the way it is today as well. He's put it up there and let the wind do the work and controlled it extremely well. The umpire was right onto it here. He brought him around, said just in case you have a shot at goal. So he took that on and was able to send it right over the goal umpire's hat. He's an important player for him, Dom Tyson.
Got to get a lot more goals out of their midfield too. You know, like they're trying to build their midfield up. They need more goals.
Gentlemen, I can confirm that match scheduled for Mackay has been cancelled because of the continued rain, so it has been cancelled, but we will be joining our commentary team up there, and they're going to give us all the details, all the pictures and the fallout from that decision.
Yeah, no big surprises there, is there, Shuri? I mean, you just cannot risk it in those conditions. Hill for holding the ball. He's successful. So, quick kick up inside the 50. Frost, he goes for Watts. Good spoil by handling, and we'll have a throw in.
Well, the big one now would be, you would think both coaching groups would get together, not together, but separate, and say, how do we go about this not having a game of football in our development and what's going forward in the next month? Because it just, it does really impact on injured players, players not having a lot of football, players who had too much football. It's a massive thing, isn't it, Jono?
Well, it can turn into that. I think now it is up to the coaching staff just to reassure the players, look, a little bit of a hiccup here, but we've got a plan in place to work through to make sure, and that's part of the mentality aspect of it. The coach really sets the tone in these situations, as you know.
Yeah.
Sure, you've been through it yourself. You really set the tone on what you make the players think and how they can come through situations where they haven't got a game under their belt.
Yeah, well, as I said, we will be joining our commentary team. We've got all the exclusive pictures of the ground after the decision was made just minutes ago that it will be cancelled. No Brisbane and St Kilda clash. But our team will bring you all the information, all the news and the fallout.
We're watching Nathan Jones, Melbourne captain, have a shot at goal with the margin 11. Started left and swinging back right from on a score.
The other thing is they could probably still try, like they're ready to go to play football, so they can go and train somewhere, can't they? Even if it's raining, Johnny, you can still run.
Yeah, of course.
Let's have a look at the radar, and that tells the story.
Good.
Boy, no wonder it has been cancelled. So it was predicted, and it has come through, I'm afraid. Very heavy rain continuing to fall in the township of Mackay, so no Brisbane v St Kilda. Campbell in that pack. Couldn't take the mark. An opportunity there for Wagner to Jones.
Melbourne a big opportunity here to
Matt Jones now.
really even up this game, Sandy. They're taking control in the start of this last quarter, using the wind well.
Here's Grimes. Goes inside 50. It needs a mark, and he's got it.
That was a good
What a good grab taken by James Harms.
He's shown a bit today, Harms. He's got good speed. He's turned it over a couple of times, but that's an excellent mark as well.
I reckon that's a great kick too. If you have a look, I reckon he's taken the elevation, like he's given it elevation, but thought, I'm not going to hit it from here, so just whack it to the spot where it's dangerous. But fantastic mark by James Harms.
20-year-old from Devon Meadows.
You get hard at the goal umpire here, Shorey. It should come back nicely for him.
8 games under his belt, and he sneaks it home. So Melbourne are coming. They trail by just 4 points.
Yeah, you called it, Jono. I think just around the ball you can see more numbers with Melbourne now. It happened in the second quarter too. Maybe the young legs of these, that is a really good mark. That's just keeping your eye on the ball, knowing where your opponent is around and using your knee and your body to protect yourself too at the same time. Good grab.
It was a pure jump. Good athleticism from Harms.
Demons with all the momentum at the moment, boys. 2-3 to 1 point in this final quarter. Inside 50's 5-1 in favour of Melbourne. As you said, they've got the wind at their back. And the margin is 4 as they make a real charge. Restart things. Poor bounce in the middle. Pedersen was able to get the best of that. Adcock. Taken high by Garlett. Will take the free kick. What have you thought of Adcock's game in his first for the Bulldogs, boys?
I think it's been
Solid.
good. He's an ex-captain of an AFL club. He's going to bring some sort of class to the table.
There's Hamilton. He got the round to the kitchen, and that is holding the ball. Yeah, wrapped up pretty well that time, Hamilton, and free kick going the way of the Demons. So Viney will take it, and he'll pump it long. And have a look at that travel, goes right to the square. And that's a very good contested mark by Hamling in the pack. Great grab.
One of the many changes. Hamling coming into the side to Roughhead. Roughhead goes wide towards Campbell, over his head in fact, and over the boundary line. A good crowd here today at Highgate Recreation Reserve. Its capacity is 6,500. And just about that, I would imagine. So out on the full, so Gawn to bring it back. Max's kick is down the line. Plenty of red, white and blue there. And it's forced over.
Gee, I tell you what, they've had the rack out at Western Bulldogs. They've got a lot of tall, younger players, defenders, who have got, still building their bodies. But, gee, it's good for the future.
We've talked about the Bulldogs' future. What about Melbourne? What would their expectations be this year when you think of last year? 7 wins and 15 losses. They finished in 13th place on the ladder.
I think if they can sneak another 2 or 3 wins a year, that's pretty good. That's the rise they would have, isn't it? Yeah. I don't see them playing finals.
No, if they can get themselves up to 10 wins, I think
they'd be happy.
That's a huge improvement.
Here's a big kick from Vine. He just sneaks it in for one behind. But they're closing and closing. The margin now 3 points. 8 3/4 minutes to go in this final quarter.
So prudent to bring it back in. It's been tough for the Doggies to get it past halfway in this final quarter. Kicks to the outer side. Boyd was in the mix there. Garland couldn't get hold of it properly. Second effort. Clean in amongst it as well. Garland gets up and the umpire will sort it out, or out of bounds. Take your pick. We're going to have a throw in. Well, Garland seems to have shaken off that injury from earlier.
Yeah, he's moving all right now, Matty. Spot on.
Back into play. Roughhead made a good fist of that. Dom Tyson emerges with the Sharon. Jones involved. Out again.
That's the one where Adcock didn't want to take possession. He just allowed the ball to go over the line.
Let's go down to the boundary line. Baz, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Aaron Vandenberg, as we saw in that third quarter, rolled his right ankle and it hasn't come up. They've taped it up, they've tried to run, it just restricted him way too much at this stage. They're going to arrest him. And I thought he played pretty well. I thought he showed a few signs, so let's hope for round 1 he can get back.
Oliver kicked across the face of goal. This was Wagner going short. And there's a real urgency now amongst this young Melbourne outfit, trailing by just 3 points.
What's Benny Kennedy with the ball? He's a recruit come over from Collingwood. Loves a goal. Very good goal sense. There's Vandenberg on screen. Boots are off.
25 games with the Pies. There's the kick on its way. Needs it to come back. And it's not. It's drifting away to the left.
Just on Melbourne again, I just think they need a little bit of genuine speed around the contest. They've got some really good ball winners, but someone who just breaks everybody. You throw up a Dangerfield or someone like a Griffin, that type, they're the ones they just need something like that to come through the lines. I know Brayshaw's on his side.
Matraka's got a bit of that.
And Matraka's got that, yeah. So Brayshaw comes back in. He hasn't got super speed, but he's not slow. But he's a very good player.
Let's have a look at this again. Called out of bounds.
Just to flick the point post.
So thrown in, and that's all we've got again. A little too much for Maxi Gawn. Jones snaps and kicks the goal. Demons hit the front. Nathan Jones gets his first goal of the day in his first game for the year. But more importantly, he's kicked the goal. That should have been a behind. It wasn't. It was thrown in, and now Melbourne hit the front.
How did this happen, though? That you just watch Nathan Jones here. How does he get free in that? Oh, that's just bad defensive work. I'm trying to pick up the Western Bulldogs player, Jono, because he should have been goal side of him and maybe a little bit forward of him, but to push him out of the corridor and then go in and get the ball yourself, that is not great defensive work.
They take away today, Melbourne. Their forward stoppage work has been good. They've been able to score from stoppages. Inside forward 50, so that's one thing that they go away. Sides work on those aspects of the game a fair bit throughout the weeks during the summer, and for them to come off in games is quite rewarding.
Mitchie got another kick inside the 50 for the Demons. Here's Kennedy again. Liberatore to Cordy, had to really hurry it onto the boot. Up the line it goes. Roughhead was there, couldn't complete the mark. Up for grab still. Prudent got some high contact. And we'll take the free for the Doggies.
Good test for these young defenders, the Bulldogs. They're coming at them now, Melbourne.
Yeah, 9 inside 50s to 1 in this final quarter. Boyd a juggler, but he was able to control the mark. So good mark to big Tom Boyd, who brings it inboard, lets himself down with a kick. Adcock is able to gather. He wanted Lin Jong, but Mitchie gets it back for the Demons. Here they go again. Oliver, who's been impressive again. And now running with the football. This is Salem, puts it inside the 50. It's a tumbler. Garlett, he's at his best when it's at ground level. He goes again. Garlett traps it. Was able to knock it out. Caleb Daniel soccers it off the turf. He wants the boundary line. It's tumbling. It's tumbling. It is out.
Yeah, Benny Kennedy, he's got to really work on that disposal, doesn't he? Because he's finding enough footy, but he just isn't using it well enough at the moment going inside forward 50. He needs to finish his work as Clayton Oliver. Well, he was involved in that transition. He may have copped a bump on the back of giving a big handball.
Might see what Barry Hall can find out for us there, because he's an exciting young player, Clayton Oliver.
Has he got severe cramp? Yeah, it might be severe cramp. Yeah, they're trying to give him as much water as he can.
That's a better sign.
It is.
The cramp.
Yeah.
Not the
whole
not
idea,
coming out of his mouth.
If you are cramping, you swallow what they give you, so it gets into your system.
Viney, as usual, down at the bottom of the pack, and Max Gawn sees it over. Oliver up.
He's okay, yeah.
That's good. Jack Watts there with him, encouraging.
Tell you what, you don't want to take any chances with Cramp, because Cramp can then go into the calf. But, you know, I just think it maybe shut up shop for. He's had a good game. He's got some potential.
Daniel to Liberatore. They're not out of it yet. Flick wide. Boyd, can he get there in time with Tom McDonald? The bounce may favour the Demon. It does. McDonald goes inboard. Flicked over the back by Salem. He goes short. That was okay. Picked up by Jetta. And now the mark taken. Call to play on. Still outside 50. It's a high ball. Big pack of players. No one able to mark cleanly. Flicked around the body. That's another one. That's another goal, and it's kicked by Sam Frost, who had only, 3 games last year because of a toe injury amongst other things. And the Demons are kicking away. They lead by 9 points.
Yeah, the damn wall starting to burst, I think. But gee, I tell you what, he could nearly have taken this on here, but he has had an impact, Mitchie, since he's come on the ground. He's had a number of possessions, so just a good crumbing goal from here over the head. Bit of agility for a man at that height, so well done to Sam Frost.
Yeah, season cut short, as Sandy said last year. Came across from GWS, but that was a really good finish.
Well, they've got to get goals from the stoppages all around the ground. They've been pretty poor in that area for a number of years now, and they've found a few up forward today, so that's a good sign, as Jono said.
Campbell gets the knock down. Only Church locked up, another ball up. Clearance work has been very good in this final quarter, the Demons. Gawn and Campbell engage. Only Church got a kick away, but it was straight up and down, and Pete Gawn just smashes it as good as a kick. The centre half forward, picked up by Pruden. Now he's in a bit of a tight spot. He's able to get the handball away. Here's a chance for Bailey Williams, and then Pruden again through the middle, gave it away to Caleb Daniels. Pruden was caught, pressure enormous by the Demons, and they lock it up for a ball up.
That's the thing with these NAB Challenge games. The last 5 minutes in tight games, it just goes up again.
They're playing for 4 points here at the moment.
Both sides find a way. Just they want to win. They want to take that win with them. Makes it a bit easier funding the coach, I suppose, if you've got the W next to your name.
And let's remember, neither side has been beaten so far in the NAB Challenge. They both open with wins, so they'll be keen to do it. Vince on all fours, help farm it out. Close to the boundary line, kept in play there by Kennedy. Dees trying to get inside 50 once again. They've got the opportunity now. It's precious seconds ticking away, but that was a poor kick straight into the man on the mark. And the Dogs are able to go back towards centre wing, and the mark is taken there by Adams. Adams wastes no time. Goes up towards Boyd. Couldn't take the mark from behind, but it doesn't matter. He's got big man support. Short, and that's okay too. Towards a Rovat, who kicked one in the first term. And that one is not so good. Out of bounds.
Well, they kicked one on his left in the first term as well. It was a little bit different to that left footer we just saw from Big Ruffy. But look, it seemed like Rovat came too close to him. Rovat needed to stay a little bit wider to receive the handball. He would have been able to burst inside 50 and kick the goal, or even have an attempt at a 9-pointer to even things up.
Opportunity once again for the Dogs through Williams. Chopped off. 2.5 minutes remaining. It's the Demons leading, and they're going to go into attack once again. Up towards centre wing. The mark taken by Kent, and he can go.
50.
And he does.
50 metres,
well,
Sandy.
That's going to bring him inside 50, and this could just about be the ball game. They lead at the moment by 9 points. 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining, and 50 metres.
I don't mind the adjudication. I like this, where if a player comes in, well, you know, they understand it. But with that, we're going to get to a point in the future potentially, and I am looking forward, where Bug's running in there. I know the 50 was paid, but he could have run nearly to an open goal, probably.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah, the only problem if he missed, I know what you're saying.
yeah,
Kent's kick is away to the right. Not coming back and one behind. They lead by 10 points.
because they missed that.
You're talking about advantage.
They missed a guaranteed goal there, Melbourne, from a goal square pretty much because of the space they had running forward.
Fletcher Roberts goes straight up the middle, wants the big mark and gets it. Big Tommy Campbell takes a great mark at centre-half back. Going to move it on quickly. Goes out wide, tumbling footy. Counted in by Dunkley. He was run down, got the kick away and just helped over the boundary line by Tom McDonald.
The only thing about that advantage rule, when it was in a lot, I think everybody was a bit confused when it was sort of paid, not paid, and the 50 does stop it, and there's no argument about it. So, yeah, it's probably the one thing that's still open for conjecture.
Oliver back on the ground. Nathan Jones goes to the corridor. Got some run here. Garland running through the heart of the oval, and then handballs over the top. Here's a chance for Kennedy. Running into an open goal, closing in on 45 and missing. Well, that was a gimme. Just could not finish the job. Margin 11 in favour of the Demons.
He's found some space, but kicking at 25% in this last quarter. So, look, that can be fatigue, of course, because it has been quite warm.
Hambling down the middle. Oliver applies attack. Ball spills free once again. Dale tries to get it out, and he does so. Towards Campbell.
Look at the numbers there for
Look
Melbourne.
at the Melbourne numbers. You're right there. Grimes goes wide, gives it to Vince. Little flick up towards half forward is good. And the mark is taken by Frost, who's already kicked one. Sam Frost.
Well, left side goal post, he's got to go here. That wind is going straight down the ground. Got to start it to that left, and the ball will swing back right.
This can seal it for Melbourne. We're inside the last minute. They lead by 11 points at the moment. Kick's on its way, but it's going to go way to the right and will be just in for one behind.
Surely that massive flag behind the goals of the Demons supporters are holding up. Surely that's a fair guide.
Yeah. He started on the right-hand goal.
You would think so.
Yes.
Fletcher Roberts again to bring it back in, and he goes down the middle. You think the bird has flown pretty much as Adams uses strength and tries to get through. Liberatore takes it from him, but he can't get away. Still down there burrowing though is Liver. Now Nathan Jones. Well, we know those two are going to be down there. That's where they live. Wagner got it out to Oliver. A hurried kick. Short, but it's going to be okay. That was for Jetta. A high ball in towards the pocket region. Garlett. And there it is. Melbourne have hung on to win. Jeffrey Garlett has completed a good day. But a good come-from-behind victory. Western Bulldogs started the day really well in the first quarter. And kicked clear. Melbourne got back to within a point at half-time. And from then on, it's been a real arm wrestle. But full credit, and Paul Roos, I'm sure, will be looking for the positives, gentlemen, that he can take out of this game.
Yeah, well, there was a few that finished the way that they finished, 4 goals to 1 point in the last quarter, so that was good. I thought they got some goals from some of those stoppages you were talking about, which they've done. They haven't been good at, Jono, and they need to do that a lot more. After the early onslaught where I thought the Western Bulldogs dominated and they turned the ball over, they shut them out of the game in the second quarter and slowed everything down, and that got them back in the game competitively. So, yeah, look, a good hit out for both sides, I think, here, and both sides will get close to their best team next week, I would think.
Did fatigue play a part for the young dogs in the end?
Yeah, no doubt. There's no doubt with that. They've got a number of changes to make over the next couple of weeks leading into the home and away season. But although the pleasing aspect for me with Melbourne, Sandy, was the fact that they were 2